My team handles everything that has to do with IBM history and heritage, from the paper records to the photographs to the fantastic artifacts. My name is Jamie Martin, and I manage the corporate archives here at IBM. Bill is the artifact curator on the IBM archives team. He's been on our team since 2008. But he's actually been with IBM all the way back to 1966.
I had in my profile that I was interested in antique machines and that sort of thing, and restoring them and making them work. As you can see, I've got a scale apart over here. This is a Dayton scale, which was one of the 3 original companies. And originally I worked in the field as a repair person. I repaired IBM typewriters, dictating equipment. I moved on to copier. I also did IBM graphics, the MTST, the composer system.
One day he's working on repairing a vintage clock. The next day he's restoring a 1950s era mainframe.
This clock has a government serial number on it, and they use this clock to time the revolutions of Sputnik. Here we have a master clock. This would have driven remote clocks and attendance recorders. And these clocks were all around the building, in the hallways, in the classrooms, or wherever. And that signal would be transmitted to one of these clocks, which would give it a correction. In school, we used to see the clocks jump ahead or jump back a little bit, and that's the reason why. This is one of my favorite clocks. Okay. It's all hand-carved, and the braidwork on it is just, in my opinion, just a pretty clock. This is a drum recorder. It's originally from the Day Company. Now, the way this worked is each employee was assigned a number, and when they reported to work, he would move this around to his number, punch it, and what would happen is there's a drum back here with a sheet of paper on it. It would stamp the time next to his number. So when the timekeeper came in, took the sheet, and they usually took the sheet every day, they would go down through the ledger and pay the person for his time. It's a real fun job. I get to clean artifacts, ship artifacts, make artifacts work, clocks, selectric typewriters. I don't try to make everything work. We send the items out to be displayed, and a lot of times it's just cleaning them and making them look proper.
I joined the archives team in July of 2014, and shortly after I started, I came out to our artifact location to talk with Bill and see everything we had, and I was amazed. I was amazed at the sheer quantity of fantastic artifacts that we have, and also how much knowledge Bill had about the collection and all the different pieces that he works on.
The processors would be here, okay, and then the cooling plates. It's astounding to me that the technology of that time was such precise mechanical. These are Dayton scales, candy scales, meat scales, or food scales. Here's some time stamps. And this is a gang punch for cards, piece of history. IBM is one of the few companies that does have artifacts and archives. This console is part of Sage, along with all these items along the side here. Sage was an early aircraft warning system in 1955, or approximately then. The Sage building was 200 feet wide by 200 feet deep by 4 stories. And the top floor were all these consoles where they would have operators sitting. This is the only product IBM made that has an ashtray and a cigarette lighter in it. We have some movie companies or television companies that request borrowing. Battlestar Galactica, The Bionic Man, Far Out Space Nuts, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, and we do ship other things out to different movies and pilots.
So when you're in a flea market and you see Dayton, is that extra extra exciting for you? Because
Oh, it's fun. I bought a typewriter. I bought a typewriter at a tag sale for $3. Working typewriter, Selectric, with all the books and all the covers and all that. I said, I'll buy that. How much? She said $3. I said, I'm not going to try to talk you down.
I love the fact that we're able to take a look at all the work that Bill does. I think most people, whether within IBM or without, don't know that there is someone behind the scenes who is working on all of these fantastic pieces and has such an intimate knowledge of our history and is able to bring it to life. He does fabulous work. It's amazing working with him. I think he's a real treasure, both for the archives team and for IBM.
It's fun to see it operational again and say, okay, it's a little feather in my cap, say, okay, I did that.